Hello, everyone, and welcome back for some Evolution Legends content. And today we've got patch notes coming out tomorrow, August 6th in the morning. A new patch that's going to bring some new features, a new hero, a couple of improvements, optimizations to the game. And I wanted to put together a quick video and talk about some of those things that are coming and just give my point of view. So let's jump in. So right away, first thing, primary changes and new features. The new hero from the Dungeon faction, the Immortal Warrior Takeda. Takeda? I'll say Takeda. So this is a new hero for Dungeon. I would say I'm very excited about that because Dungeon is generally viewed as one of the weaker factions in the game. So I think it needed some help. It needed some heroes that can do some new stuff and just buff it up a little bit. So we'll take a look at this hero in a minute, but just to read a description: the Immortal Warrior, who focuses on soul and sword practice, vows to kill all the enemies in front of him, whether in life or after death. Hint, hint. So just a quick hint towards some of his abilities. He does have an afterlife ability. We'll take a look at that in a minute, and I'll give my thoughts. And then the second big feature they'll be releasing tomorrow is 4 new party trials. Build your strongest lineup in each party and ascend to higher levels. So what I think this is similar to, they're just taking another note out of the AFK Arena playbook, and I said some, probably some other AFK games that I haven't even played before. This seems to be a playbook that they all follow. But what I think this is in AFK Arena, they have faction towers where you basically battle enemy teams of the same faction. You basically have to put together a team of the faction that the tower is, and then battle that team, and each win you kind of go higher up in the tower, and it gets harder and harder, and then the rewards get better and better. I believe that's what this is. I mean, 4 new party trials. Build your strongest lineup in each party. When they say party, I'm assuming they mean faction. So there's 4 factions in the game outside of Element and Relic. So I think that, I think this, if that's what this is, which I'm 99% sure that's what this is, basically think Gaia Tree, except you're only creating a lineup of Abyss heroes or a lineup of Dungeon heroes or Waste or whatever. So that then your enemies that you're fighting are of that same faction as well. I believe in AFK there's a limit to how many levels you could advance from a day-to-day bonus. On a day-to-day basis, and so you get again, as you go higher up, you get better rewards, and then you can reset it. I think if you spend gems, and then I believe that it rotates. So I think the faction for the tower changes. I think daily. I believe I can't recall, but yeah, that's kind of the premise of it. You're going to get probably this rotating tower or Gaia Tree type mission campaign type thing you got to do, that you basically put together your lineup based on whatever faction it is, and you get in there and you just try to advance as far as you can. So this highlights the importance of trying to avoid using your epic heroes, no matter how bad they generally are or how bad you think they are, as fodder, right? You don't, and I've done this, right? Especially early on, I did this quite a bit. I was like, I'm never going to use this hero anyways. I'm not really going for that. I'm just going to use it as fodder to level, advance one of my other heroes that I am using at that time. But as they introduce new features like this, where they require you to put together a whole, team of a specific faction, you want to have those epic heroes around so you can drop them in the library, level them up, and as disciples, and then be able to put together a nice team that's going to help you advance here and get better rewards. My fingers are crossed that the rewards are worth it. I hope it's not your just general like kind of campaign rewards or like Gayatri rewards. You're just getting some gems, you're just getting some gold or some experience stones and stuff like that. I'd like to see them provide better rewards this time, something more like along the lines of whether they're dragon coins to use in the merchant store. I'd like to see more promotion seeds, or even like stones for enhancing and leveling your artifacts. It would be great if they sprinkled in some artifacts or even some epic heroes that you can win as you advance further and whatnot. So I'd like to see them be more creative with the reward types that you get in this, rather than, I hope it's not just your standard like gold and whatnot that you get running campaign or running like Gayatri or something like that, right? But I'm very excited for that. It's given us more content to consume on a day-to-day basis. It's just more stuff to plan for and look forward to, more resources to earn so we can continue to advance and build our team. And then a few optimizations here. Heliosa Sweep will now automatically get the first free reward for each magic box. This is really important. So that's the cube mini game in Heliosa. When you use the sweep feature, you wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't include the cube mini game free roll that you would get. So every time you start or restart a Heliosa level, as you're going through, you'll come across a room with the cube mini game, and then the first time you interact with it, you always get a free spin. Subsequent spins cost a special token. I forget what it's called right now, but a special coin that you earn throughout Heliosa. So this is great. I'm really happy they're adding this, because I used to have to, like, what I would do is I would sweep and get to the end of Heliosa, and then I'd run all the way back through the beginning of the level, trying to see how many of the little cube towers that were there, the magic boxes that I can spin for a free reward, because some of the rewards are actually pretty good, depending on the 3 matches that you get. You can get quite a few gems. I've gotten up to a couple hundred gems on a spin. You could even get pretty good gear out of there if you match the 3 gear cubes. And I've seen people post screenshots of getting like a legendary artifact from a spin. So definitely some good rewards you can get there. So this is really great that they added that. Looks like there are a couple other bug fixes, something to do with heroes exceeding 360. Fixed an issue where the interface would freeze after opening the treasure tab, and that happened to me a few times. And then fix the problem that the server window sometimes slides on, or I don't know what that is, but anyways, very excited new. I'm looking forward to this change tomorrow. I can't wait to see this new hero in action. So let's hop over and take a quick look at him. All right, so here he is. Looks very cool. I love this samurai theme on this guy. Looks like a bit of a skeleton face, but he's still got some flesh on his body there. Very cool artwork. Looking forward to seeing the animations. Love the look of those swords. Just really cool artwork as a whole. And then he's got this little shadow version of himself above, which is a form that I think he might transform into at some point. So let's take a look at some of the skills. Obviously, looking like an attack hero, so he's not a defensive or support hero. His attacks, his abilities look like they're attacking. Single target damage, I believe, it looks like. So I don't know what these 6 stars at the top mean. I don't know if that's just flair they just threw in there for aesthetics. I don't know why that's there, but anyways, let's take a look here. Demon Slash. Active skill unleashes 3 consecutive Demon Slash to current target, dealing 60% of attack damage each time. That's okay. I mean, it's 3 attacks. I always like when you get multiple attacks on something, because that means that you can equip artifacts that have certain proc effects like Arctic Heart that give you a chance to freeze an enemy with each attack. So that's 3 swings that could possibly freeze an enemy if you equip an Arctic Heart. Or if you're running like this guy alongside of Malastor, those are 3 hits that have a chance to crit, which means that Malastor could could do a follow-up attack. So if that critted 3 times, it's possible that Malastor can get 3 consecutive attacks after that. So I do like that. I like when they do multiple attack abilities as opposed to just one like AoE or one big swing or something like that. That's 60% of attack damage. I don't know if that's the max or that's just what it is out of the gate. We'll see tomorrow when we look at this hero at mythic level 4 and just see what these stat lines look like. That's another thing. It'd be interesting to see what his base stats look like, what his starting HP's at, what his starting armor's at, his speed, things like that. Crit. We'll take a look at him in depth after they release tomorrow. Probably do a follow-up video on him. So his second ability, Combo Slash, passive skill. Takeda will first attack the enemy target with the lowest HP. For every 1% of the target's HP lost, increase Takeda's attack damage by 0.3%. Replace the basic attack with a 2 combo slash, dealing 70% of attack damage per slash. Yeah, I wonder if that's permanent. So Takeda will first attack the enemy with target with the lowest HP for every 1% of the target's HP lost. So this sounds like his attack damage goes up, 0.3% for each 1% of the target's HP loss. So this sounds like it stacks, which could be pretty big, right? Like if he's got some durability and he lasts the duration of a match, that can grow quite a bit, if he's getting a lot of attacks in, you know what I mean? So like if you pair him with somebody that's going to allow him to attack multiple times in a round, somebody like Arian that's going to allow him to attack multiple times, or Succubus or something like that. This could really start to add up. This replaces the basic attack with a 2 combo slash. And so it's doing 70% attack, and his attack damage is going up for each strike, and he's doing 2 strikes. So it'll go up by, I believe, 0.6% for 1 combo slash, if I'm reading that correctly. We'll have to test it out and see, but that could be potentially pretty big, especially over the course of a match. I mean, that's almost similar to like the Covenant of War artifact that you equip, which is even better. Imagine that. Imagine putting Covenant of War on this guy. So as his HP's going down, his damage output's going up. I think Covenant of War does 0.3% damage increase for every 1% drop in your health. And then this would stack on top of that potentially. And then Covenant of War, when it's maxed at level 6, has when he drops below 30% and attacks, it has a 30% leech. So this guy, that could be really interesting to see him with Covenant of War. If it works like that, man, he could be a beast. Okay, let's move on. Foresight. Passive skill. Increase attack by 30%. When Takeda is attacked and HP is below 40%, he protects himself by lifting his blade with a 30% chance of blocking enemies' attacks. Once the attack is blocked, unleashes a 200% of attack damage to the attacker. Cannot launch basic attack while lifting the blade. Okay, so this replaces his basic attack. Seems like, that's a little confusing me. I'll have to see how that works. But, this is cool. I mean, I love this. I love the fact that at some point when he hits below 40%, he gets this 30% chance to block, and if he blocks, then he retaliates. He could just be like retaliating against multiple enemies at that point. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Like that's really cool because 200% of attack, that's pretty significant, and that means he can attack multiple times in a round. If he's getting hit twice in the same round, he can attack multiple times. If he takes 3 hits from Medusa, he can effectively retaliate 3 times for 200% attack. That would just wreck her. Yeah, and then there's your gear. You get this 30% chance of blocking enemies. This will again be interesting to see what his base stat line is for block. If this just is on top of what his base stat line is, and then of course you can buff this through guild tech by adding. You can level there's a stat line is, I forget which one it's called, but in guild tech you can improve your hero's block abilities, and then also certain equipment that you equip could also buff the block, so it could actually be higher than 30%. So you could be where like you can probably get this upward around 50-60% maybe, to see like where he's more often than not he's retaliating. That would be really cool. And then finally, Evil Spirit passive skill. After Takeda dies, the evil spirit in his body will continue fighting. The evil spirit has 60% of max HP and all of Takeda's skills, and loses 30% of max HP at round's end. So that's interesting, yeah. So I think that's what this spirit is here and behind him. So when he dies, man, that makes him a real pain in the butt. Like he dies, and then the spirit comes back and just keeps fighting. And again, if he's equipped with something like Covenant of War that's maxed out at 60% or it's level 6, and he gets that 30% leech below 30% health. Yeah, I mean, this thing might be able to survive a bit longer. I'm feeling like that's probably the artifact, at least off the top, right now, that I think I want to start him with when I start to get copies in and get leveled, and see like how that it just seems to synergize with his abilities here, with the stacking of his attack HP with combo slash, and then this with his evil spirit. Yeah, it loses 20% health at the end of a round, but you can you can get some of that back with an attack from the Covenant of War artifact equipped. So yeah, very cool hero. Really excited to give this guy a go, man. I want to do I hope they give us ways that we can earn a couple of copies of him early somehow, a couple of events, or even if they offer a package or something like that, or maybe they add him to like the the marketplace or something like that, and let us spend some dragon coin on him. That would be awesome. So anyways, guys, that's it. That's all I've got for today. Again, this patch is coming out tomorrow. I'm really excited for it. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for this patch? What do you think of this hero? What do you think about these abilities? Is this somebody that you want to use? Are you going to consider maybe shaking up your lineup? And does this really make Dungeon more competitive as a team that you would build, the faction that you would build a team around? I'm not sure it gets it quite there, but I think there's some, between this and some of the support heroes there and in Dungeon, yeah, this could be something to really consider running now. So very excited to try this guy out. I love the Dungeon faction. I'm glad that they're adding some more support to that, giving it some love, and I'm also glad that the devs are adding more content to the game, guys. Like, I'm glad that they're adding new heroes, and they're adding some the faction towers, basically, stuff that you're not necessarily I think the last patch they added things that were more about like spending money, trying to get you to kind of spend some more money, and this is going to be a nice add for more things for like the free-to-play players to do and play around with. So big props for that for the development team. So I'm excited. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Help support the channel. Help get me some more exposure. Looking for this update tomorrow. Look for a follow-up video on this, guys. I kind of play with them a little bit. Can't wait. We'll see you next time. Have a great night. Take care.